hours ago, Monty Barragan was murdered. The police are holding two men under suspicion, Wally Fay and Bert Pierce, with the case against Pierce building stronger and stronger.
So you think Pierce is innocent, Mrs. Barragan? Well, we don't. Now, you were telling me about Monty Barragan, how he fell in love with you 3 years ago.
Well, it's hard to remember the next few weeks, Inspector. So much was happening. Monty and the opening of my own restaurant.
Your restaurant?
Well, it wasn't all mine, not really. Wally Fay had worked very hard, and I cut him in for a third. And since I hadn't paid for the property, Monty owned another share, a sort of partnership. We were swamped with business that opening night. It was long past midnight before we closed the door.
Well, what do you know? She's finally coming out of the kitchen.
Oh, give me a chair, Wally, before I fall down. Hello, Monty.
Well, you're a great success.
If you can say that a month from now, maybe I'll believe it.
I've been getting acquainted with your daughter here.
And guess what, Mother? Mr. Barragan promised to take me to the races.
Only if your mother comes along.
Well, I'd love to. Wally, do me a favor.
Just name it, honey.
Take Vida home.
Home? Oh, Mother, anyone would think I was a child.
I figured on taking you home.
Oh, please, Wally. You should see the kitchen. They'll be washing dishes for another hour.
And I wind up with a Girl Scout.
Wally, will you please not refer to me as a...
Good night, darling.
Good night, Mother. And I trust we may meet again soon, Mr. Barragan.
Very soon.
I trust so, Vida. Get going, small fry. That's a very cute youngster, Mildred.
No youngster anymore.
Well, it's been quite a night. My white elephant may turn out to be solid gold.
Oh, Monty, would you excuse me for a minute? I've got to check tomorrow's menu.
Now, don't you ever...
Bert.
I didn't mean to bust in on you. They let me in the back way.
Oh, this is Mr. Barragan, my husband.
I've heard a lot about you, Mr. Pierce.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Mildred.
Well, I'll try to lose myself at the bar.
What is it, Bert?
It's about the divorce. You can have it.
Oh.
You were right. You can get along without me fine.
Oh, Bert. I never thought it would end like this.
Who knows how anything's going to end. Well, all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
Leaving so soon, Mr. Pierce?
I think I'd better.
Oh, but doesn't this call for a drink? You know, in the Barragan family, there's an old Spanish proverb. One man's caught... Well, I guess that means you don't want to drink. I apologize, Mr. Pierce.
Monty hadn't meant to be that nasty, Inspector. He seemed genuinely sorry for that little incident with Bert, or maybe I just thought he was sorry because I was in love with Monty.
You still haven't given me one reason why Bert Pierce isn't the murderer. In fact, you've given me a very good reason why he is. He had the motive, Mrs. Barragan. Jealousy.
Excuse me, Inspector. This report just came in.
Oh, thanks. Pardon me, Miss Barragan. You sure of this information?
Well, you know Charlie, sir.
Well, tell him to keep on it.
Yes, sir.
Who's Ida Cohen, Mrs. Barragan?
Oh, she's my business manager.
Well, she tells us you phoned her from your office late last night and asked where Mr. Barragan was. She says you seemed quite upset.
Oh, well, it was just a business matter.
Well, tell me something else. Why did you take Wally Fay to the beach house? Did you know that Barragan was lying there dead?
No, I didn't.
Oh, then you were at the beach house. Why didn't you tell us that before? And why did you run away? Because you knew Barragan was dead?
No.
And why were you trying to pin the murder on Fay? I think you better tell me the truth now.
I did it. I killed Monty Barragan.
You? But why? Your restaurant was a success. You were in love with him. You married him.
I didn't marry him until much later. But at the time, too many things were uncertain. But the restaurant was a success. I opened others. In 3 years, I built up 5 restaurants. Everything I touched made money. And I needed it. I needed it for Vida. She was a young lady now with expensive tastes and several boyfriends. One in particular, Ted Forrester. One night, Monty and I joined them for a round of the night.
The handsomest couple on the floor, Mildred. Vida and Ted.
Yeah. She likes him, Monty. A lot, I think.
Who wouldn't? He's got $1 million.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just run out of jokes, I guess.
No, tell me. What's wrong?
I've had a little bad luck, Mildred. I won't be able to afford many more evenings like this.
You need money? Why didn't you tell me?
It's not quite that bad. Not yet.
Monty,
I want you to take this cash.
Mildred, please.
Oh, you've been awfully good to us.
Now, please, take it.
All right. I want it distinctly understood that it's only a loan.
Oh, yes. At first it bothered Monty to take money from me. And it became a habit with... After a while, Wally Fay found out about it.
The accountant told me. $2,000 in 6 weeks. What's the idea, Mildred?
We owe Monty a great deal.
We paid him off long ago. Now, look, baby, I'm in business with you, but keeping Berrigan and monogram shirts isn't my idea of business.
You've done all right. And when you opened up that cafe at the beach, I didn't ask to be cut in, did I?
I can do what I want with my own money.
And so can I.
Look, when you walked out on Bert, it was okay with me. But now you're falling for a guy who's a worse foul ball than Bert ever thought of being. He's no good, Mildred. He'll bleed you dry.
Suppose I happen to be in love with him.
Okay, I guess I finally know just where I stand.
That's right. Now you know.
Do I dare come in?
Oh, I wish you would. Things are getting a little out of hand here.
I hate all women.
Laughing boy seems burned at the edges.
A small, green-eyed monster.
Wally jealous? Doesn't sound like Wally. No profit to it.
Well, I just told him I was in love with Monty Berrigan.
Are you?
I thought I was once, but not now.
Mildred, I know I shouldn't say this.
If this is about Monty, I agree with you.
It's Vida. She's been borrowing money.
From whom?
Anybody who'd give her any. Waitresses mostly. They're scared to say anything. You know how it is.
See that they're paid back, will you, please?
I'm sorry I had to tell you, Mildred. I don't blame Vida entirely. A couple of times Monty was with her. Well, I brought the statements you wanted.
Oh, yes. Now, about the Laguna Beach unit.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello, Vida. On Monty. Well, come in.
Big business conference?
Just a teeny one. It can wait. I'll go. So,
I wish I could get that interested in work.
you were probably frightened by a palace at an early age.
Mother, look. Look what Monty gave me for my birthday. This necklace. Isn't it gorgeous?
Darling, it's beautiful. And there's something else for your birthday. Out the window there. I hope you like it, Vida.
Oh, Mother, not a car. Oh, it's just gorgeous.
You happy?
Am I?
Well, how about me, young lady? After all, I picked it out, you know.
Oh, Monty. The 2 nicest presents I ever got. Come on, let's go for a drive.
Nothing I'd like better.
Oh, Monty, I'd like to talk to you.
Fine. Run along, Vida. Dent your fenders.
Alone? Oh, well, I'll see you later at the club.
Be careful, darling.
Thanks a million, Mother.
What's the matter, Mildred?
I want you to stay away from Vida.
Why? Have I suddenly sprouted 2 heads? Or has that Ted Forrester boy been complaining to you?
It isn't funny. Vida's not 18 and spoiled rotten.
What's that got to do with me? Kids at that age, they're all thoughtless.
I blame it on the way she's been living. I blame it on you.
I don't think you understand Vida very well. She's not like you, Mildred. You'll never make a waitress out of Vida.
You can't help looking down at me because I cook food and sell it and make a profit. Which, I might point out, you're not too proud to share with me.
I take it easy, Mildred.
You're interfering with my life. And worst of all, with my plans for Vida. And I won't stand for it.
And that's that. You want Vida and your business and a nice, quiet life. And the price of all that is me. You can go back to making your pies now, Mildred. We're through.
Oh, just a minute, Monty. You've had expenses taking Vida out. Here. If this isn't enough, I
I've
can...
always wondered how it felt to take a tip. Thanks. Just mark the account paid in full.
I saw nothing of Monty for over a month, Inspector. And suddenly, Vida was spending all her time again with the Forrester boy.
The one with $1 million.
Yes. The restaurant business was falling off. Nothing drastic, but enough to keep me constantly on the job. One afternoon, I had a caller, Ted Forrester's mother.
I'm sure you want me to get to the point, Mrs. Pierce.
Yes, of course.
It's simply this. Somehow your daughter has the idea that, well, I can understand it. Any girl wants to get married. But Ted has no such thing in mind. I want that made perfectly clear.
Just a minute. You mean they're engaged? Vida and your son?
Yes.
Well, why should Vida want to marry Ted if he doesn't want to marry her?
I'm not a mind reader, Mrs. Pierce. But if you or this girl employ any more tricks trying to blackmail my son into marriage...
Trying to what?
I'll prevent this marriage. I shall prevent it any way that I can.
I don't think you need worry, Mrs. Forrester. Having you in my family is a pretty dismal prospect. Good afternoon.